How's it going, fellow Hunters and Huntresses? It's Major Black Rose here, part of the team for Trophies to Hunt.
And I'm Raven, on the other side of it.
And today we're going to take you into an interesting journey to talk about one of our most hated topics in gaming. And what's that, Raven?
Unobtainable trophies. Yes, the most dreaded thing in trophy hunting.
So sit back, enjoy the show, and listen to what we have to tell you guys about this horrible topic, and talk about some of our own unobtainable trophies. So when we talk about unobtainable trophies, typically we're talking about an unobtainable platinum trophy. Now, when we're saying about it being unobtainable, we talk about through legitimate means. There are illegitimate ways to get these trophies, of course, which we do not condone and will not be talking about in this video because we do not want to promote that aspect. There's a couple of reasons why a platinum trophy may elude you and be unobtainable. Prime one being multiplayer trophies being unobtainable due to server closures. You can find out more information about some of the recent games that are falling under this in one of the recent videos that we did about recent server closures. A little bit of a cheeky plug there. um, One of the next reasons that we have is buggy and glitched trophies that are never fixed. This is not very prominent. There's not a lot of games out there that have these, but there are some examples out there of games that have bugged or glitched trophies that have never been patched or fixed, therefore meaning that you can't earn it, making the platinum unobtainable. These last two ones are sort of a bit of a stretchy reason, but they are reasons why a game may be unobtainable for you in terms of platinum. You no longer own the game and are not able to own it, or purchase it. For example, Telltale Games, you can't buy those anymore. If you didn't own it previously, you can't get it, so that's forever unobtainable to you. And finally, and this is a really controversial one, games that have a high skill bracket level that you are not able to conquer. So we're going to talk a little bit about our thoughts on the prospects of unobtainables. So, Raven, what do you think about unobtainable platinum trophies and some of those reasons that we just talked about there?
I I just really hate them. Currently, I'm playing Mafia 3. That game is buggy and glitched as hell, and I only have 3 trophies left. I can not get them because the game does not let me. I've done multiple playthroughs. The game's not giving me. I've had a score with me. I tallied everything. Game's not giving me the trophy. I hate them. Server
Yeah,
closures, on the other hand, are way
the
worse.
bane of our existence, the bane of our existence.
Yes, they're just, especially the ones that are not even on like multiplayer based or online based, but there's just like a community thing. Just share something with a friend or something that you don't know, and then out of the blue, just like the game is not even platted anymore. Like Mad Max, for example, it's one of the games that you cannot plat anymore just because there's one like community thing. Just show something off to someone else, and that's it. But not even able to do it anymore because of server closures. So yeah.
It is a horrible thing as a premise, guys. And personally, like when it comes to multiplayer trophies, which is the bane of a lot of people's existence in terms of making these things unobtainable, I always am of the prospect and idea of that those should be made as DLC sort of like trophies, just so that the game's still obtainable for people. Because it's not our fault if the servers go down. We want to play the game, we want to have fun, but there's some games that get shut down that makes no reason to be shut down. We'll talk about that a little bit when we're looking at our own lists here in the next couple of minutes. But in general, we hate them. We hate that they're a thing. Everyone hates that they're a thing. And they're things that we look back on, sometimes in, well, disarray, sometimes in depression, and most of the times, anger.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of rage when I find out like this game is not obtainable. I want to go back to it or I just want to play it for the first time. Like some Telltale games, like especially early PS3 era, like I did not care about those games. It was a different time for me, just like AAA games all the way. Everything lower than that, just put it on the side. Now I'm just a massive fan of them, and just certain games are just not doable anymore.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing. Long story short, we all hate unobtainable platinum trophies. We wish they weren't a thing. and we want to see them go away. Now let's take some time to go into some sorrowful memories and show you guys our current unobtainable trophies. So first we'll take a look at my atrocity of a list of unobtainable platinum trophies. As you can see, I currently have 23 games on my list, which are as follows: Call of Duty Black Ops 2, FIFA 09, 11, 12, 16, Gwent the Witcher card game, Hitman Absolution, Killzone 2, Little Big Planet 2, Little Big Planet Karting, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, MotorStorm Pacific Rift, NBA 2K14 and 16, Need for Speed The Run, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, Quantum of Solace, The Last of Us, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Uncharted 2 and 3 on the PlayStation 3, and WWE 2K13. Now, some of these I care about, some of these I don't care about, and there's various reasons as to why some of these are unobtainable. So, looking specifically at some of like the sports games and the Call of Duties, those aren't really my thing. I had like a lot of younger family members who really like playing those kind of games. And they were kids, obviously, so whenever they come over to the house, I try my best to sort of entertain them. I'm not a big firm believer on the whole multiple accounts thing, so whenever they came over, we would play maybe a bit of FIFA or maybe a bit of Call of Duty, and unfortunately, I would end up popping trophies during that. It's not something I ever had the intention to go back to. They're not games I like at all in the slightest, so I never went back to try and clean them up. So I always knew that they'd be unobtainable, and that's why, luckily enough, there will never be another FIFA past 16 on my list. I'm going to try to avoid Call of Duty as much as I can. In terms of Gwent, I really liked that game. That was like a unfortunate one where they just shut down the servers for the game on consoles. I would have loved to have platted that game. I enjoyed it, and trust me, I would do it if I could. Hitman Absolution was a game that a friend played on my account. I never have actually played it for myself. And unfortunately, the servers are closed, so I cannot go back for that one. Same with Killzone 2. Servers are closed on there, and I cannot go back to clean it up. Little Big Planet 2 is a recent one that just got shut down thanks to hackers. They have officially took down the servers for good. So I had every intention to go clean this up once the servers were fixed, but since they're now fixed and they've confirmed that they're never coming back again, this game is now unobtainable. Little Big Planet Karting falls under sort of the same bracket, but was shut down much earlier in the years. Mortal Kombat, server closure, same with the DC one. MotorStorm Pacific Rift is an annoying one. I actually really enjoyed this game back in the day, but my disc is broken. Like, I don't mean it's actually physically shattered or anything, it just doesn't work. Like, I can't get the game to boot up properly, and I never got it again, so the servers are closed now, so I can't do anything about it. The NBA games, I tried them out from PlayStation Plus, but they're just so difficult. I couldn't get into them. I really tried to enjoy them, and I just couldn't do it. And the servers are closed, so they're always going to just stay there like the way they are. Need for Speed is a really annoying one. I had the opportunity to go back and clean this up, and I would have. There's one trophy in the game that is bugged and glitched, which is for the leaderboards because their leaderboard system is broken. So since I knew that I could not obtain that trophy because they never patched and fixed it, I never bothered to go back to try and clean the game up because it would just be a waste of time. PlayStation All-Stars is our biggest regret because that game is fantastic. I love it. I hate that Sony shut it down. There's no reason to shut down. So many people loved it. So many people would have played it. And I wish that I'd got those multiplayer trophies back in the day. Quantum of Solace was, I think, the first game I ever booted up. And they just had a load of games back then. I was young. I wasn't a trophy hunter. So yeah, it's closed. Can't do anything about it. See, with The Last of Us, I had every intention to go back to do the multiplayer, but I didn't expect them to shut down as early as they did. Transformers, a game I tried, didn't get all the multiplayer trophies before the server shut down. Uncharted 2 and 3, I played them with a friend, never did the online, and WWE 13, again, played it with a friend, but never got the online. So yeah, that's my unfortunate tale of my games. And, my unobtainables, and fortunately there's nothing I can do. Will I go back and clean them up a little bit? For some of them, maybe. For the vast majority of them, probably not. They'll be a stain on my list forever, and I'm going to try very hard to not add to that list anymore. What do you think of the games there, Raven?
Some of the games, I'm sad to see. Like you said, the Gwen game, Mortal Kombat games were pretty amazing too. Uh, the bane of our existence, PlayStation All Stars. Yeah, yeah, that's something I'm really sad about. The Uncharted games are amazing games, but I get the online part. WWE, love them, fan of myself. Honestly, all the other games, never really touched them. Not really a fan of them. I've played like sports games back in the day, but not my thing. Call of Duty, definitely not my thing. So yeah, that's
And now it's
it's.
time to air your dirty laundry. Let's take a look
Do we have to?
at your list.
Do we have to? No, we can skip mine, right? Sure.
Nope, it's time for your list, buddy.
Oh
And
God. So it's time for my list. On my side, we got the nice and bright Max Payne 3. Uh, it's not doable for me. It's just too hard of a game. Plus the servers are down. We have White Knight Chronicles 2. We got Ghostbusters, the video game, on the PS3 version. We have WWE 13 and 2K14. We have Soul Calibur Lost Swords. We got NBA 2K15. We got the elusive PlayStation All Stars. And we have Pro Evolution Soccer 2018. I got WWE 2K19 on it too. I got Gwent, the Witcher card game. And then I have one of my favorite games actually, Grand Kingdom. So all these games are just server shutdowns for me. That's that's literally the progress of my entire list. The WWE games, I love them. I played them. 2K14, I'm literally one trophy away from the plat. Internet connections were so bad that I just couldn't play it. The servers are down now, so I'm stuck with it. WWE 13, I think I bought it like halfway its life cycle, so before it was really on a roll and I didn't really focus on the trophies back then. 2K14 came out, so 13 went to the shelf, 14 came into play, and years later I went back to 2K19 and well, server shut down and I did not pay attention to the online trophies. Just completely forgot about them. White Knight Chronicles, an amazing game, great story, one of my first MMO kind of RPG. I have one friend to play with, and I needed like a boosting session of like 8 people at least with max characters. Back in the day, it was a PS3 title. I did not know anyone, so just fell on the shelves. Ghostbusters, was working on it with a friend. Um, he ditched me halfway, never finished it. Soul Calibur was a server shutdown that I did not saw coming. It was a free game we got on the PS3, and it was like you could only play like 4 times a day or something. It's like a old school mobile style gameplay, and well, never had the time to finish it off, and then the servers closed down earlier than I thought, so unobtainable. NBA, well, it's a sports game. Tried it out, like I made said earlier, it was a plus title. I tried it out. Literally, the beginning of the game glitched on me. I had to reinstall it like 3 times, and it still couldn't pass the beginning for some reason. It just kept repeating itself, and for hours on end. So only had like the first trophy, and that's it. So I'm stuck on it forever. PlayStation All Stars. I think I just missed one online trophy for the plat run. I just was real sad that I couldn't get it on time. Pro Evolution Soccer is just a game I play with a friend. Just had some fun. We did the competition together and tried to build ourselves up. Never really looked to the trophies. Like, didn't really care about that game trophy wise. Gwent was actually a game I was trying out, and then the server shutdown happened, and yeah, I was stuck at the intro. Grand Kingdom. I'm so sad. There's literally one trophy there where you need 4 items that you can only obtain online through community event that I did not know of, and so I won't be able to do that game anymore because well, servers closed down, and I did not know that was a thing. Like literally, you can get like 95% of all the items you need, except for those last 4 items. So yeah, that's my list. You got any thoughts on it, Major?
So we have a couple of games that are kind of similar. Obviously, there's PlayStation All Stars, there's the WWE stuff, there's Gwent, things like that. It, unfortunately, guys, like you haven't always been a trophy hunter. These things are going to happen. Unless you started doing trophy hunting from the get-go with your account, there's a chance that you have unobtainables in your profile. There's some good games there, definitely, and games that I had been interested in back in the day, and I'm glad I never started. Otherwise, I'd have more than 23 unobtainables right now. But yeah, some great games there, some not so great games, and we've actually come to think of it, before we segue into like the next section that we're going to talk about. Um, through all this, me and Raven, we've learned a wee lesson and we've made ourselves a rule. So when we're looking at our backlogs now these days, the first thing we do before we look at anything to do with this single player is multiplayer trophies are knocked out of the park as quickly as possible. They're the first things that we do so that we can try and avoid this happening in the future.
Yes, the online part of the games are just bothersome, and some of the games we really want to play and just get those out of the way as quickly as possible, so we can just play the game on our own time and go back whenever we want because our backlog are insane. So we just want to take our time with some of the games. Like there are many games, like a Grand Kingdom is a really good game and has a fun story and great RPG elements in it. If I knew I had to take down those online trophies, but yeah, it's just now ruined the entire game for me, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not alone.
Yeah, there's games that get ruined by it because, like, once you become a trophy hunter, you're in the mindset of you want that plot, and some trophy hunters, they'll never go back to a game to clean it up just because they can't get the plot. So it is one of those things. It's a mindset sort of thing. We will have our accounts, like we have them linked on our YouTube channel, obviously, and they'll be linked in the description down below. Feel free to take a look, guys. If you see any games on there that maybe you want to work on and you need boosting partners for, leave us a comment down below, and potentially it might be something that's in both of our backlogs. You never know. People always need help with boosting, so feel free to take a look and see. But that is what we have to say about it. So before we end off the video here, we have a question for you all. In the comment section down below, how about you tell us some of your thoughts on unobtainable trophies, unobtainable plots, what you think about them, how you personally approach them, and we've shared our list with you guys. Time for you to share your list with us, or maybe share the one that you regret the most that you couldn't get. For me, my biggest regret from my list would be The Last of Us, because it's a fantastic game, and I really wish I'd done the online back in the day. What about you, Raven? What is your biggest regret in terms of your unobtainables?
My biggest regret is the Grand Kingdom. I won't be able to do it because of 4 different items that I need, and those are online based. I sadly missed out on it. I did not know they were tied to the online. So, well, bad luck. It's a good game, but yeah.
That is a dire, dire shame. But on that note, guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. I'd like to take this moment to thank you all very much for watching today's video and listening to this topic. Please do smash that like button down below if you haven't already done so. Please interact in the comments section with the stuff that we asked you. We'd be very excited to hear what you guys have to say or any feedback that you might have. And if you haven't already done so, please do consider becoming one of our hunters or huntresses today by clicking that big red button down below. Any closing words from yourself, Raven?
Not much. I just hope you guys enjoy the game and just let us know in the comments what your biggest regret is, what your unattainables are.
Perfect. Well, until next time, guys, keep on hunting, keep on gaming. Have a good time.
Peace.
Hey, it's me again. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, just hit that big red button down there and don't forget to like and comment. See you all in the next one. Peace.